was a fair point. Didn't feel great about it, Coach. Coach, you can continue. I usually come out of there with a lot of confidence, but I think we're actually on the same page.
It's hard to follow that. Look, I didn't love the hole that they dug. I didn't love the pick six. I did really like the fact that they were able to fight back the way they were, and that they lost really the whole left side of the offensive line.
Well, great.
And still figured out a way to win the game. Again, they don't get to choose who they play against and what those situations are. And the thing that they've done really well is handle whoever's in front of them. And I think Mike Vrabel's done an excellent job of keeping him focused on just the next thing. You don't hear him talking about the playoffs. You don't hear him talking about the #1 seed. You don't hear him talking about anybody else. They just talk about what's in front of them, and that's the formula for a long run.
Coach, first, if you recognize these guys, they used to be the Prince's guys until Nick dropped them.
Well, there was, listen, I like these gentlemen so much, and as it happens,
he likes them.
The Jags are not quite as relevant, so we executed a trade. That was all. Go
Prince
ahead.
is a
I
rough
really
watch.
like him as well.
I mean, 7-4. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, they didn't look like the #1 seed. I'm sorry, Wilds. They didn't. But it's a good win. And I will give you guys this, even though you've had the easy schedule, you have some good wins, obviously Tampa, Buffalo, and you've blown out like some of they blew out Cleveland. That's impressive. I mean, even though Cleveland's, no, it is impressive to score 32.
No, I agree. Against that defense.
32 on that defense. You blew out Carolina, which is playing a pretty good football. So I won't think they're the best team in AFC till they're in the Super Bowl. Just because of the youth of the quarterback and they weren't very good last year. But I don't think they're the true #1 seed or the best team.
We are the true number.
It didn't look. You are that, but not the best team in my view.
How are you feeling, KW?
I feel like I feel about parenting.
Wow.
Okay, everyone's parents on the set.
Strap in. I love this.
You want to provide your kids with a safe environment to make mistakes and learn. And now that we have gotten 10 wins, not that the Patriots are kids, but Mike Vrabel and the Patriots have a safe environment to make mistakes for the playoffs. That's how I'm viewing this. We have so much of a good lead that we're in the playoffs, basically. We've got the Giants on Monday night who just fired their DC and fired their head coach. That's a safe environment to learn. Then we have the bye, get healthy, Ravens and Bills. I kind of want to lose one of these games. It sounds crazy, but I want to have the bar rescue stress test. Like, what's going on? What's wrong? What needs to be fixed immediately? And it's hard to get it against Joe Flacco and a Jamarless Bengals squad.
So just two quick points. Or one question you and then one very quick point. All that sounds well and good. But the most important thing going into the playoffs is Drake May is healthy, and how concerned are you about those offensive line injuries? Like, I know, like,
It's not great.
He's already sacked at one of the highest rates in the NFL, and now we lose the whole left side of the line. That's a problem.
So listen, they have to have Will Campbell for the postseason. He can, because you guys have this big cushion, he can miss time, but they have to have him for the postseason. The other side, and I know we're here to talk about the Patriots, so just 10 seconds on this. Jamar Chase should give back another game check. The Bengals are a lot. I think they can win that game with him.
Oh, yeah.
And Joe Burrow is back on Thursday, and the Steelers are falling apart. They play the Ravens, and it's like, man, you could have been there.
Yeah.
You could have. I understand it would have been uphill, but
they had the ball in the 26.
Right. They had a chance with T. Higgins going out and Chase not playing. Like, I really like Jamar Chase is a great player. I think he is on a Hall of Fame trajectory at a tough position to make it. Him not being there because he spit on a guy is outrageous.
And just before you play us off, gentlemen, this is quickly to our viewers because I was a little too humble there. I know we talk about a lot of 6-5 teams being the best team. But the Patriots are currently the best team, actually.
Yes. So, did the Patriots perform like the conference's top-ranked team? Absolutely, without a doubt. I'll elaborate on that point momentarily. But before I proceed, a quick reminder to subscribe and, crucially, to watch this video in its entirety. This is, indisputably, the most impactful way to support this channel, enabling me to continue producing the highest quality Patriots analysis possible. Your support is immensely appreciated. Now let's dive into the discussion. The expectation that every single game should result in a lopsided victory is a notion that I find completely unreasonable. This pervasive idea that demolishing an inferior opponent is the sole indicator of a genuine top-tier team or a legitimate championship contender is fundamentally flawed. Let's consider some historical context. Which franchises have frequently racked up blowout wins over the years? Consider the Ravens. I'm not specifically referring to this current season, but over a broader period. Consider the Lions, consider the 49ers. The critical question is, have those teams consistently captured Super Bowl titles? The answer is no. Now, reflect on which organizations have not necessarily been annihilating opponents over a significant, legitimate stretch of time, not just a brief hot streak. The Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles fit that description. And what have they accomplished? They've won Super Bowls. Let's be perfectly clear on that. Therefore, I wholly reject this concept that a game should never be competitive, that it should never hang in the balance. Now, regarding the game itself, Drake May's pick six was undeniably poor. It's a negative play that directly gifts points to the opposing team. If you mentally subtract those gifted points, the final score looks substantially different, doesn't it? The margin of victory becomes much more comfortable. Furthermore, the team was managing injuries and other complications. And contrary to what some might believe, Joe Flacco still possesses a degree of capability. He can still make plays, as evidenced by his own interception and mistakes. The offense managed to distribute the ball to 9 different pass catchers. They established a moderately effective ground game. Nothing spectacular, but consistent. 31 carries for 107 yards. Drake May added 22 yards on 5 carries, though I often consider a quarterback's rushing yards as a bonus. In a contest where May was clearly not operating at his peak, marked by that significant interception, a mistake that, let's be honest, every quarterback makes, I tend to grant more leeway to a younger signal caller. I would be far more critical of an established veteran like Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, or Jalen Hurts in a similar situation. Despite the error, his final line was 22 for 35, 294 yards, and an 87.1 passer rating. My perspective is that sometimes this is simply the nature of professional football. Games don't always follow the intended script. There will be sequences where the offense stagnates. Punts on consecutive drives. Suddenly, you're down 3-0. Then the interception occurs, and the deficit balloons to 10-0. Your back is firmly against the wall, and the question arises, is the game about to spiral out of control? Are we on the verge of being routed? That's a precarious situation. Then, a response. A 9-play, 70-yard touchdown drive. And you think, all right, we've stabilized. Then, you receive your own fortunate break, a defensive touchdown via an interception. Now you're leading 14-10, and you're engaged in a dogfight. It's a gritty, competitive battle. Some games simply unfold in this manner. These types of contests can be interpreted from numerous angles. There wasn't a single, glaring, statistical anomaly that screamed incompetence. They were 2 for 13 on third down, and 0 for 2 in the red zone. That last point is probably the most significant concern, but they only committed 4 penalties. Nothing was blatantly or egregiously wrong. One could argue, the Bengals have a subpar defense. The Patriots should have performed better. I understand that argument, and to an extent it's valid. However, not every game conforms to that logical expectation. It's simply not how the NFL consistently operates. In my view, if this were a more veteran-laden, mature squad, or a team that had been struggling with form, like the Eagles, Chiefs, Bills, or Ravens, where expectations are sky high and they possess experienced leaders, and they turned in a performance like this, the criticism would be warranted. You'd question why they can't assemble a complete game. However, when a team has been performing at a high level, playing quality football, and is clearly on an upward trajectory, a game like this is part of the process. Are you genuinely expected to demolish every single opponent deemed inferior? That is not a realistic reflection of how the National Football League functions. It just isn't. If not the Patriots, then who is the true number 1 seed? The Chiefs and the Colts? Both teams exhibited their own significant issues in their matchup. Patrick Mahomes threw a dreadful interception. Daniel Jones appeared ineffective throughout the fourth quarter and overtime. The Texans No one seriously considers them. The Bills? They lost to the Texans. The Ravens? I have my doubts. The Titans? No. The Jaguars? Absolutely not. The Browns? No. The Raiders? No. So, the point stands. The Patriots convincingly defeated the Jets. They edged out the Dolphins by 3 points. Perhaps the Commanders are the top seed? They handily beat the Steelers, who in turn convincingly beat the Bengals. So, I pose the question. At this moment, would you rather be the Steelers or the Patriots? We all know the definitive answer to that. It's not the Chargers, who are blown out by the Jaguars. The takeaway is that not every contest will be straightforward. Not every victory will be a monumental statement proclaiming, "We have arrived, we are unstoppable." The Patriots navigated through adversity against an opponent that, while not on their level, was still quarterbacked by a seasoned veteran and possesses offensive weapons. Yes, Jamar Chase was absent, I acknowledge that. Nevertheless, they secured the victory. Sometimes that is the sole objective. Sometimes, finding a way to win is all that truly matters. You cannot afford to overanalyze a single performance. I simply do not believe the Patriots had anything substantive to prove against a team like the Bengals. Their proving ground will be against the Bills, the Ravens, the Chiefs, the Eagles, the franchises with established pedigrees, teams that have consistently won big games and proven themselves on the road. Blowing out a bad team does not validate the Patriots' status for me. They have progressed beyond that stage. It holds minimal significance in my evaluation. The only instance where such a blowout is meaningful is when a team specifically requires it for momentum or confidence. The Eagles needed to demolish the Giants. The Chiefs needed to rout the Commanders. There are situations where it is absolutely necessary. I just didn't perceive that as the Patriots' specific need at this particular juncture. But these are simply my reflections. I would be tremendously interested to hear your own. What are all of your thoughts concerning the New England Patriots' victory over the Cincinnati Bengals? Are you now concerned? Has your confidence in this team been profoundly shaken to its very core? Let me know your perspectives in the comments section below. I read every single comment. So, whether you find yourself in agreement or in vehement opposition, let's engage in some dialogue. Let's have some spirited debates. But ultimately, let's ensure we are enjoying the process. And please do consider subscribing. We are in the process of cultivating a phenomenal community here and would absolutely adore having you as a part of it. My goal is to build something to which we all feel a genuine connection, something we are genuinely thrilled to be involved with. I believe we are making significant progress toward that objective. Also, please do not forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it genuinely assists with its visibility within the platform's algorithm. Thank you so much for your time. I look forward to seeing you next time.